Part 1. Soul Searching. It's so cold. Where am I? I shuddered, whispering to myself. I wandered around the icy darkness, completely blind and groping for anything within reach. My body glowed an eerie pale aura, the only thing lit on this strange, dark plain. A disembodied voice responded from a fractured silhouette in the distance. You are here. Who are you? I am a part of you. It is time to wake up, Kamiya Matsusuke, and find me. Where are you? There was no response. Hello? Please hurry. Find me. The figure grew a little more solid, and I thought I saw long black hair and piercing blue eyes flash into view before becoming hazy once again. Wait! I am sorry. Wake up! Another voice interjected, startling me. Wait, where can I find you? Shintaro. She faded away before I could reach out to touch her. Chapter 1. Guardian. Wake up! A familiar, adamant, and panicky voice repeated. I groggily opened my eyes, shielding them with the back of my hand from the painful light above. Classmates stared down at me in a semicircle as I lie on my back on the cold gym floor. Are you okay? Mrs. Cho, my gym teacher, asked as she helped me sit up. What happened? Was it all just a dream? I gingerly placed a hand on the back of my head, and I flinched as I drew back blood. I glanced across at the big numbered clock, the little hand resting at 3 and the big hand resting at 12. School was almost over. Thank goodness. Yes, I'm fine now, I lied, shaking my head out of dizziness. You should go to the clinic and get that checked out. What happened anyway? 1 minute you had the ball, and then the next you were flat out on the floor without anyone near you. They were all on the other side of the court, Mrs. Cho explained while wrinkling her nose and adjusting her red cap. I guess I overexerted myself. I lightly chuckled and then groaned, cringing at the sharp pain in my head. I'll be fine. I'll walk myself to the clinic. Eventually, I struggled to my feet and sighed, making my way to the clinic while ignoring everyone's help. The hallways were clear, for everyone was in class. It was a normal day of school here in Tokyo. My name is Nyoku Ryora, a third year at Hiotaru High. I am 18 years old with no family except my older brother Yuji. He is 22 and currently in college in America. Our parents died in an airplane when I was only 8. I'm still not over their deaths. It was no accident. Many people said that it was an accident, but I was not convinced. I'm still not convinced. The case itself is strange, but I don't want to get too into it right now. It's still too fresh. It still hurts. Yuji's in his 3rd year of college, so I am home alone and preoccupied with school to keep time passing. I am more alone than ever before. I have no friends. Everyone thinks I'm a freak or something because of some rumor that went around. I still haven't found out what it was. I just ignored them and stayed silent, reading my books alone to fill up the free time. With my other free time, I enjoy walking through the park at night and sitting on the hill under the starry lit sky. I often get lost in my thoughts, living in a world of fantasy created by my overactive imagination. I also work part-time at a small bookstore so I don't get too bored, and the money isn't that bad. I stood before the clinic, my hand resting on the door handle. I did not know why I hesitated, but I was thinking about my dream. Who is Kamiya? Where is Shintaro? I've had dreams like this before, but not as real as this one. And I have never fainted before, except for today at the gym. That pretty woman with sky blue eyes and long wavy black hair was asking me to look for her. Is she in trouble? Was it really just a dream? I lightly rapped on the door and walked into the clinic, but no one was there. The nurse was out for the day. The school bell rang, and I heard everyone scatter into the hallways, eager to go home after a long week. I rubbed the back of my head, and the blood was gone. I guess I'll change and go home. Find me. Her sweet voice was stuck inside my head. This dream. Why did I faint in gym class? I have never fainted before. What the hell happened? I sulked back into the hallway after everyone left and headed into the girls' locker room. I changed out of my gym uniform into the school uniform. A navy blue vest, white button dress shirt, navy blue slacks, and black slippers for the winter outfit. Grabbing from my book bag, I slammed the locker shut as I turned to walk out of the room. Trotting out of the school, I made my way home. I am so relieved that today is over, because tomorrow is Saturday and Yuji is coming to visit. It is almost Christmas too. He is going to spend a whole week with me. I guess I'll have to forget all of this dream nonsense and focus. I don't want Yuji to worry about me. I hope that it doesn't come back to haunt me like it usually does. I stopped by the temple, ogling the view as I walked up the tall steps. I kneeled before the giant Buddha statue on the pedestal and silently recited a prayer. A few minutes later, I opened my eyes and stood up to bow low at the waist. I left to the cemetery outside the temple, finding my parents' graves. It still had those Nadeshiko flowers surrounding the headstone that said, Genru and Asami Ryora, forever within. I don't want to say goodbye yet. I don't want you to just be another memory, I whispered and bowed my head low. I swear I will find out what happened to you, even if the police don't believe me. The bright sky suddenly darkened, and thunder rumbled. I ran under the giant tree by the ironclad fence as the rain poured. Weird weather. Leaning against the tree, I decided to wait until the rain stopped. I hugged my legs close with my chin resting on my knees. Find me, a breathless voice whispered, echoing all around me. I looked up for the source of the voice, but found no one in sight. Beyond the graveyard stood the Grand Tokyo Tower, gleaming even in the rain. It has been a while since I was there. Maybe Yuji and I can go there tomorrow. Die! A guttural voice cried, and I jumped up, startled, turning toward the blurry, shadowy figure. I dodged his kick and ran past it. Find me. Find me before it's too late. The voice panted before finally fading away. Come back here! The cloaked and hooded figure screeched with inhuman fury. I turned to look where it was, but it had disappeared out of sight. I stopped running and slid on my feet, regaining balance. Where did it go? I decided not to wait around and dashed through the heavy rain as the thunder roared on in the distance. The figure whipped by me and leapt. I ducked under its jump kick, falling to my knee while sliding under it, and ran again without looking back. It cupped its hands and chanted under its heavy breathing. Suspend time, it commanded, and flung an invisible orb of magical energy at me from its bony palms. My whole body froze solid like ice as I fell to my knees and hands when the orb smacked into my backside. The figure stepped up before me and held a long, curved dagger to my neck, crouching over me. I could not see its face hidden under the shadows of its hood, but its eyes glowed black, with a red aura around the irises. The figure was inhumanly tall and misshapen, Long claw-like nails protruded from underneath the belled sleeves of the hood. I squeezed my eyes closed and waited for the strike, but it never came. I peeked out of one eye to see the cloaked figure lying in a pool of blood forming from a back wound. The dagger gleamed grotesquely in its backside. The magic snapped and released me, and I wobbled up to my feet to see my rescuer once I was able to move. His normal-length black feathery hair flowed and rustled in the wind, the bangs flitting over his impossibly golden eyes. The shadows covered most of his features from me. A small pair of fangs flashed over his lower lip as he smiled, holding a large black umbrella over me. I glanced back down at the bloody body of the pursuer, but it was gone. The dagger vanished into a pile of dust, and the blood dissolved away as if nothing ever happened. "Come, I'll take you home," the young man spoke while placing a gloved hand on my shoulder. His voice was so soothing and husky at the same time. Who are you?" I whispered, my body trembling with the sudden pressure of exhaustion pressing down against my will. He smiled with a wink, and I stumbled into his arms. "Feeling sleepy?" he asked with a light chuckle. "I'll take good care of you. You may rest now." His soothing voice finished me off, and my eyes sank deeper. "Kamiya-sama," he murmured and carried me away bridal style. "Wake up." A gentle voice coaxed me out from a pleasant but forgotten dream. I opened my crusty-coated eyes, staring up at the golden-eyed boy who was looking down at me with a smile. "Where am I?" I mumbled, rubbing at my eyes with a long yawn and stretching out my arms above my head. It was dark outside the balcony windows, and the rain had slowed. Some time must have passed. How long was I out? "We're in my temporary apartment. I know you must be confused, so allow me to explain without you running away," he answered softly, stifling any sense of panic and fear from me. "I'm not going to hurt you. I would never hurt you." I nodded, deciding that I shouldn't sit up because I was only in my undergarments. When did I undress? "What happened? Who or what was that tried to kill me?" I asked, trying not to be overwhelmed or burden him with too many questions at once. "I'm nearly naked with a stranger, but he did save my life. What's wrong with this picture?" That was a demon, a shadow keeper of the dark realm. He was trying to kill you because of who you are. Or I should say were, in this case. To make a long story short, you were a priestess with unimaginable power thousands of years ago. You fell in love with a demon, and he betrayed your trust and murdered you. I have been searching for you for centuries. I am one of your guardians, a vampire, he explained. I gasped. Wait a minute. Don't tell me the priestess is Kamiya. I was completely unfazed by his admission of being a vampire, my focus solely locking onto the priestess. Yes, you are the priestess Kamiya reincarnated, and I am Chintaro, he replied with a nod, as if it was so simple to deduce. But in my dream, she was asking me to look for her, I interjected. That doesn't make sense. You have the aura of a priestess. I traced you through your scent. Your presence makes you stand out from the rest of the people around you. That is your magic aura, your life force. I could not have mistaken you for anyone else. You are Kamiya, the vampire answered, standing by the French doors of the balcony. But I can't be. I am a nobody. I am no priestess, I replied. As he had his back to me, I decided to get out of bed and change into my dry clothes that were folded neatly on the floor. He turned around to face me just as I tugged my shirt over my head. I blushed as he watched me in silence. He is kinda cute. He wore a long black trench coat over his white button blouse and black leather pants. His black socks made everything match. He had a very young face, frozen with eternal youth betraying his true age. Infinite knowledge sank deep into his golden-tinted eyes, and I couldn't help but fall into them. His eyes followed my hands as I unraveled my hair loose from the bun. Its length fell just below my knees. We stared at each other for a moment, lost in the silence and the subtle blush of tension between us. If you aren't the priestess, then who are you? Shintaro asked thoughtfully, with slight apprehension coating his curiosity. I walked up beside him, placing my hand on the glass of the door while gazing into the dark sky. I'm Nyoko Ryora, a high school student. Nothing more. I spoke softly, saying nothing more than the truth. I always wished I was more than who I am. What of your family? He nudged with a tilt of his head. My parents died when I was 8, supposedly in an airplane accident. All I have left is my brother, and he's in college now overseas. I tried hiding the pain, but it showed on my face. I never had a good poker face. I'm sorry, Shintaro whispered and wrapped his arms around me in a back hug, making my face flush. Then you must be Kamiya's daughter. The legends are true after all. What are you talking about? I cocked my head in question, and he let me go. You are the demon and Kamiya's daughter, but you were destroyed even before you were born. The legends state that Kamiya casted a spell before her lover killed her. The spell was supposed to protect the spirit of her daughter in the future, whether she would take on her legacy and continue it, or live a normal life with the ever-growing world. She never did name you, but the legacy tablets gave you the name Forsaken, or the Forsaken One. The legend also states that your murderer became immortal and could not die. He still searches for you, Shintaro explained, and I gulped. What does he have to do with me in this era? I asked, holding myself as goosebumps danced along my arms. He plans to kill you to rid of the spell. The spell prevents him from tapping into his true magics, and your existence acts like a barrier to it. If he kills you, he will use all of his power and destroy the human world to make it his own. Or so we think. We are unsure of his true intentions, but he does more harm than good. However, you do not have to worry about that. In all these years searching for her, I found you, her protégé. I am your guardian now, and I will protect you with my life. Will you help me? Shintaro asked, placing his hand on my cheek as I looked up into his shiny eyes. What must I do? I asked after a few minutes of silence, practically meaning yes. He smiled that sweet and comforting smile, and I felt my heart skip a few beats. Sleep now. It is late. I will take watch. He gently picked me up bridal style and tucked me into bed. Don't you need sleep? I asked with a small yawn. No, not really. I can go on without sleep for weeks at a time, he said with a grin. Now, be a good girl and sleep, okay? You've got a long day ahead of you. What about Yuji? He's coming tomorrow and staying for a week, I murmured, cuddling deeper into the impossibly plush bed. He bent over closer to me and kissed my cheek. My whole face turned crimson. Sleep, he whispered, and without another thought, I fell deep asleep.